Her voice wasn't meant for me. I caught it through the crack of the door. Soft, conspiratorial, cruel. He's just a numbers nerd. Meet me at the warehouse on Dock 47. We'll dissolve him in acid. My wife. The words didn't sting. They froze. A blade of ice sliding between ribs. What she didn't know, what she could never have imagined, was that Dock 47 wasn't just a warehouse. It was history. My history. My old crew's disposal site. Barrels lined up like tombstones, each one whispering secrets to the sea. I stood in silence, listening. No movement, no reaction, because if there's one thing the cartel taught me, it's this: emotions get you killed. She thought I was harmless, an accountant, a man who smiled politely, paid bills on time, forgot anniversaries, but remembered to take out the trash. She married a ghost of convenience, not a man of consequence. And still, she wanted me gone. I replayed her words in my head that night, lying next to her in bed. Her breathing steady, unbothered, as if she hadn't already scripted my death. That was the betrayal. Not just the plan, but the calm behind it. She wasn't afraid. She was confident, convinced I was prey. The irony almost made me laugh. Almost. I stared at the ceiling, counting the cracks. Each one became a tally. Each tally a reason. I didn't sleep. Predators don't. The next morning I poured her coffee. Black, just the way she hated it. She forced a smile, pretending not to notice. I noticed everything. Her phone buzzed on the counter. I caught a glimpse. A name saved under C, short for Carlos. A convenient lie. While she showered, I checked her messages. Coordinates, times, code words, clumsy in their secrecy. She was sloppy, amateur, but amateurs can still kill. So I dug deeper. Bank statements, late-night withdrawals, a rented car in her name parked near Dock 47 twice last week. Every breadcrumb led to the same conclusion. She wasn't bluffing. And I wasn't sleeping beside a wife anymore. I was sleeping beside a conspirator. 3 nights later, I made the call. One of the old crew still owed me. A quiet debt, never spoken of, never forgotten. Dock 47, I said. Barrels ready? A pause, then a laugh. Always. It was confirmation. Everything aligned. She thought she was leading me to my grave. In truth, she was walking into hers. That evening, I sat across from her at dinner. She wore red. She always chose red when she lied. Long day? I asked. She smiled. Just numbers, right? I nodded. Just numbers. She didn't notice my hands steady, my eyes calm. But inside, I counted seconds. Not hours, not days. Seconds until silence became action. She drove. I let her. The night air smelled of salt and rust. The closer we got to Dock 47, the more familiar it became. Home, in its own dark way. The warehouse stood quiet, shadows swallowing its walls. She parked, glanced at me, feigning sweetness. Just a quick stop, she whispered. I followed, let her lead. Inside, the barrels waited. Old, dented, patient. Then footsteps. My old crew emerging from the dark, faces half lit by a single bulb. Her smile faltered. Confusion first, then fear. I spoke quietly, almost kindly. You wanted me dissolved in acid. Her eyes widened. She turned to run. A hand caught her arm. Another silenced her scream. I didn't raise a finger. Didn't need to. Justice doesn't always require violence. Sometimes it just requires letting the inevitable happen. I drove home alone, windows down, the sea wind filling the silence she used to occupy. The bed felt larger without her, quieter. I didn't mourn. Mourning is for those who lose something they cherished. What I lost was already poisoned, already gone. I thought of her last words to me, casual, careless. He's just a numbers nerd. That was her mistake. Numbers don't lie, and mine always added up. When I closed my eyes, I saw the barrels, row after row, silent guardians of truth. I slept them. For the first time in weeks, I slept. Because betrayal ends one of two ways, buried in acid or buried in memory. And she chose the acid.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and comment. Subscribe now to Cheating Stories Insight World for more amazing stories.